Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Ugoanumudu. I know it's been a while. I know it's been a really long time since I last posted on my YouTube. Yeah, a lot has been happening, of which I will explain in another video, right? So, but for today, without wasting much of your time, I'm just going to go straight into today's topic, which is the family unification route, right? So I've gotten lots of messages from people on my Instagram, my YouTube, and also some people have actually gone ahead to send me emails regarding the documents required for family unification process and everything. So I'm just going to use myself as a case study, how I was able to move to Portugal through the family unification, how I was able to join my husband using the family unification route. So if you see me looking down, I'm actually looking at a list of all the things I wrote regarding the document required, how we went about the whole thing and all of that. First, what I'm going to tell you is, if you're going to come to Portugal using the family unification route, you have to be patient because it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Getting the appointment is quite tough. It's not so easy to get the appointment. But once you get the appointment and you get all your documentations right, everything comes really, really quick, right? So we're going to start with the first thing, which is how I moved to Portugal, right? So initially, we tried reaching out to a lot of people on how, what are the documents needed and all of that. And we could not get a concrete answer or a direct process to say this is how you can actually do it. We just kept we were not really getting a solid solution to what we're looking for. So what I did was I wrote to the embassy. I wrote to the Portuguese embassy in Abuja, and the only thing I had to send an email stating, can you please guide us through on how to go about the family unification, what are the documents needed and all of that. And the only thing they replied was, tell your husband to contact SEF in Portugal. That was the only reply I got from the embassy, honestly. I'll see if I can actually attach it. That was the only thing they replied, right? So I just told my husband, okay, this is the reply I got from them. So my husband, we booked our first appointment, which was, and I think it was last year, January, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was in January. That was 2022, yeah. So we booked our first appointment. What my husband did was, my husband just went with copies of all our documents in terms of our marriage certificate, my change of name and all of that, copies of his own documents. And when we went for our first appointment, he was told, no, this is not how to go about the process. These are the list of things you need to bring, and these are the steps. So we actually got the steps from SEF itself in Portugal, which I think in Setúbal. So we got the steps on how to go about the family unification from there. My husband had to book another appointment. So these are the documents my husband prepared. Just in case you see me looking down, just know that I'm actually looking at my notes where I wrote all these things down because it's been a while I actually did it. So first, my husband prepared his work contract. Second, 3 months pay slip. Third, statement of accounts. That's 3 months statement of accounts. His NIF documents. NIF documents is actually your tax number. They give you a paper once you go to register for to get a tax number. You're given a paper. So my husband submitted a copy of that paper, a copy of his resident permit, a copy of his social security, IRS is actually the tax declaration for the year, and also junta is a paper or a document that shows the vicinity you stay. It also has your house address, which is totally fine, right? So my husband prepared all those documents from his own side. So for what I did from my own side, the documents I prepared were actually marriage certificate and also police character report. Now these two documents, first you need to authenticate these documents at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja. This can only be done in Abuja. I don't know if that has changed for now, but I know as of today that I'm speaking, it's still done in Abuja. So but you don't have to travel to Abuja if you have someone who you can actually trust, who you can actually rely on to help you do all of this running around. At the time when we were actually preparing, processing our own family unification document, we had someone, a different couple, that were also doing the same thing. The husband was actually in Portugal while the wife was in Abuja, so she helped me in legalizing my document and also authenticating our marriage certificate. So we had to authenticate the marriage certificate at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This can only be done there, and also the police character report. Then after that, you have to take the marriage certificate to the Portuguese embassy in Abuja. That can only also be done in Abuja. So that it takes about 6 weeks for you to get your results or to get your marriage certificate back. Now you actually have to submit the original, not the copy. It has to be the original that will be authenticated. So once you do that, it takes 6 weeks, like I said earlier. Now, mind you, just remember that the day you submit your marriage certificate, they would not also take your police character report. That was what I did. I did my authentication the same day I authenticated my marriage certificate and also the police character report. So when we went to submit, or when she helped me submit my marriage certificate for legalization, that was the only thing that was accepted, right? And you know, in Nigeria, where we're coming from, I don't know about other countries, our police character report expires after 3 months. So I had to do, I think I did another one on the day I was going for either to do my visa application. I think I had to submit a new police character report because the other one had expired, right? So those were the two documents I actually authenticated and also legalized from Nigeria, which is my marriage certificate and also the police character report. So all of these two documents, of course you have to make copies of them. I think one copy each. So I took this document and I sent it to my husband. So my husband added everything together. Also, the next step is once your spouse or whoever is in Portugal receives this document, the document needs to be translated because the marriage certificate is in English. It had to translate that and also translate the police character report. They were translated. So if you, just in case you're looking for where to do the translation, it's very easy. Just ask people around. They'll tell you where you can actually translate a document from English to Portuguese. So my husband translated this. So on the day of, I think the day we submitted was in April. The month was in April. If you've seen my previous video, you will know I actually submitted in April, right? So my husband took all of this document, went to the SEF that was in Setúbal to submit. But before then, I know initially, I think before then, what they asked for is actually a copy of my own international passport. But all of a sudden, the process changed. They started asking for original passport. At first it threw us off balance because I had sent all my documents to my husband and I had to go to DHL to send my international passport because the couple, remember the lady I talked about, the couple that helped, that also were doing the same family reunification process. Also, when the husband went to submit, he was like, when he got there, they were like, oh, where's your wife's passport? And he said, no, you guys actually asked for a copy of her international passport, not the passport itself. I think the man was like, oh no, that the process had changed. He said no, that when I came here, because he also had the same first appointment and he was told this is not how to go about it. And it was like, oh no, you guys said, so they had to just sort it out. So they accepted a copy of his wife's passport. But my husband was like, oh, let's not take that risk. Let's just send you a national passport, of which I did that. I had to use DHL and I think he got it under 2 days. So I had to submit my international passport itself. So my husband went for the appointment, took all the documents, mine, his. The only thing I added, just like I said, marriage certificate and also police character report. So those were just the two documents my husband went with. So when they saw the document, I had changed my name. I used to be Jacob that was my maiden name before I got married. Then I changed to Anumudu. So my passport had Anumudu. So my husband said I had to they were asking for my change of name, newspaper publication, affidavit. So my husband was like, oh, he doesn't have them. They said, oh, that we actually need to submit that since I've actually changed my name. So my husband had to call me to send copies of, like a copy of each of them, which I did. Funny enough, if you've seen my previous video, you will see the whole story behind the whole change of name thing, how my husband was not able to get the documents when I sent it and all of that. But so those were the documents we submitted. So after everything, so you'll be given a paper of notification to let you know that, okay, you've submitted and you're waiting for the approval. So I think it took about 12 days. There were like public holidays in between. Normally, I'm not sure it takes too long. I think it depends basically. But for us, it took about 12 days for me to get like an approval to say, okay, your wife has been approved so she can actually start processing her visa to come to Portugal. So I was so excited. So my husband sent me all our documents. I think the other couple, what they did was, I think the husband just sent like, scanned the copies back to her. But because my husband had my original passport, he had to send everything using DHL. My husband sent me all the documents from Portugal. I got them under 2 days. And the only document I know I had to do my flight booking and also travel and health insurance. Those were like the only 2 documents I actually added that I can remember that I added. I booked my flight to Abuja, packed all the documents, went there. I also printed out the visa application form. I had to just fill it on my own just to have an idea of what the form would look like and what to fill once I'm given the original form itself. So I got to the embassy. I got there really very early in the morning. I met another couple. The wife is here. I met the husband and the children, but the children are here now in Portugal. We all did the visa application at the same time in Abuja. So I got there very early in the morning. I was giving, of course, you'll be asked at the gate, are all your documents complete? I said yes. They went through it. Then I was given the visa application form from the gate. I filled everything. I came into where it was time. They were calling different numbers. I got in. They checked all my documents. Then they gave me amounts to pay. I had to go to the bank. I can't remember how much because honestly, it's been a while. But I know it's not up to 70,000 as at that time. I don't know how much it is now, but it was about not up to 70,000 if I'm not mistaken for the visa fee. I can't really remember, but so basically those are the list of documents. So the thing is, once you actually get your approval from from Portugal, that's it. It's actually been approved from Portugal itself. So also bear in mind that your visa, once you're approved, your visa does not have your resident permit. So once you come to Portugal, you still have to book another appointment to get your resident permit. Yes, they already have your details with them. They know you're actually applied through Family Reunification, so you don't have anything to worry about. The only appointment you're actually booking is for you to actually do your biometrics and also get your resident permit. So once you come into Portugal, get your social security, get your NIF number, go with a copy of your husband's resident card. Or for me, my husband went with me. So when I got into, I just went with all my documents just in case. You never can tell. I just packed the whole file with me just in case they asked for any documents. At that time, when I came into the country, I think the next day I did my, was it the next day or a week later or a few days later? I can't remember. I applied for my NIF, social security. So my husband booked another appointment. We went for it. He went with me. Mine was actually somewhere in the north. So we went for my appointment. So the lady asked, oh, is your husband with you? I said, yes. She was like, oh, ask him to come in. Then she asked for his resident card. My husband showed the lady and I just did my biometrics. And I think under 8 days, my resident card came out. So basically, that's it. So congratulations. Just in case you're thinking of moving to Portugal through the Family Reunification, I wish you all the best. In case I missed out anything, I'm not sure, you can actually reach out to me via Instagram, via YouTube. Send me an email. I always respond to my email. People know, for those who have reached out to me. I wish you guys all the best. For those of you who actually reached out to me, who I was able to help guide on how to go about it. Some of them are actually in Portugal, so hopefully we'll see soon. So thank you so much for all the love. Please click on the subscribe button, like, share, tell your friends. All right, guys, thank you so much for all the love. Kisses. Have a beautiful day. Bye.